How's it going, everyone? It's GadgetsBoy. Welcome to another video, and this one's been a long time coming. I've been meaning to do this review for a while, but there are updates that were needed to be done, and then eventually the updates came through, and I finally have my review of the nuraLoops, which, if anyone knows or knows me, I've always used the previous version, not previous, but another version of the over here and in ear combined, the Nuraphone headphones, which I also still have and still use every now and then. But now we have the same sort of device in a compact form, which is the nuraLoops, and it's different. And in a world of wireless headphones and true wireless earbuds and all kind of stuff, there are different ways to stand out from the crowd, and this is one of the ways to stand out, and that's personalized audio. So you'll be able to personalize this to the way that your ears can actually understand the sound that's coming through it. So that way, one thing is my ear is different from everyone else's. My left is different from my right, and so on. So it just means that this is actually tailored to my hearing. So that way the sound comes through the way it's actually intended by the artist or the sound producer. But without further ado, let's get into it and see what it's all about, and check out the review. Having used the Nuraphone headphones, which combines in here with over here and gives you a personalized sound based on your hearing, of course, I was excited to try out the new nuraLoops, as one of my issues with the Nuraphone headphones was the size and the bulk of it, especially when traveling. But nonetheless, it offered a really good sound quality, and I was holding off. Like I said before, I was holding off my review because they had some updates to fix some of the issues that we were facing as users as well. The firmware update added a manual on and off setting options. So what this means is, before, all you'll be able to do is take it off your ears, and it stops the connection and it pauses your music and so on. But now you can actually have a manual on and off. So by pressing and holding each earbuds, yeah, by pressing and holding each one, it just means you can turn it on and turn it off as well. You still have that auto on and off settings there as well. So if you wanted to power off after certain times of living on the side, you can also set that as well. So again, just saving your battery and giving you better and longer battery life there. nuraLoop is cheaper than the Nuraphone at £199, and it brings that personalized tech in a compact form without compromising on sound quality. It lets you listen to your favorite sound for more than 16 hours, and 10 minutes of charge gives you about 2 hours of playback. That's enough for my commute in London, for example, or even a short haul flight. So if I'm going to Barcelona, for example, that's more than enough to get me there before I need to charge it back up again. It also doesn't stop there. It offers active noise cancellation. That's excellent. And although I haven't been able to test it to the extremes due to current world situation, I was still able to try it out when I went cycling, for example, and when my cleaner came to the flat to clean the flat as well. I also used it to see what that would sound like with all the noise going on around in the background. And it isolates sounds very well, with no issues at all there for me. It could be better, but I think the active noise cancellation on there is more than good enough for £199 pair of headphones. Another neat feature here is that you can customize each earpads to dial up, to tap, and to double tap gestures as well, to adjust things like active noise cancellation to social mode. You can adjust the level of social mode, you can adjust volume, you can play, pause music, end calls, and you can use the nuraLoop app to set up all these things, which we'll check out just in a bit. The nuraLoop lets you connect wirelessly via Bluetooth 5 with aptX HD, so not only is it good for sound quality, but also connection quality as well. So there's no dropouts at all. I had no issues with connectivity using this as well. You also have the wired option, so auxiliary, so it uses its own proprietary connector that snaps onto the back, where the charger also goes behind the head, making it versatile for in-flight listening. For example, if you need to connect to your on-flight entertainment system, you'll be able to plug it in without having to use the one that they give you on your flights. You can also use it for monitoring audio on your camera. So for example, like me, when I'm filming, I usually plug it into the audio port and use it to monitor the audio input. So when I'm filming John, for example, doing stuff, I can see the level of audio, which helps a lot to have that for that. Which is why the design is also like this with the loop as well. So for artists, when they listen to music or when they're performing, this is actually the sort of thing that they're used to, like quickly snapping it on and off. And this is malleable as well, so this is bendy. So you can actually fold it to the shape of your ears as well. And I've got small ears, so it just means that's catered to for me. You get different ear tips in the box as well, and you get a carry case, so you can keep it in there with your chargers and your charger and your auxiliary cable, so you can put it in the case. I don't have the case here with me, it's actually in my travel bag, but it's nice and compact, small size thing. It's nice and soft as well. One thing I find is that it's very comfortable to wear in here, so there's no problems there for me at all. The only thing is this is quite bulky, so it might take some people some getting used to in terms of the size of it. They're quite blocky, and bulky in comparison to like the Pixel Buds, for example, where they just sit in my ear and I forget that they're there. It just fits right in my ear and it's there. I don't have to think about it. I can move around. There's no problems there at all. Connectivity is very simple as well. So once you place it over your head, it comes up with your phone. It connects automatically once you've already paired it up and done all the setup process. And what it then does is it tells you, it gives you like a little welcome message and your battery life straight away. Two important things, so you know that it's connected and then you know what the battery life is left on the device. So looking at the application to set up on here is very easy. You just do add a new profile. It does a listening test, fit test, so you make sure that this is the right fit for you, so you can change your earbuds otherwise if they're not the right fit. And then it does a little sound signal that it sends through your ear canals to measure sound and how your hearing are meant to be for your music. And then it creates a sound profile that you can see afterwards. You can also share that sound profile on the internet if you like to do so. I don't know why you would. And another thing is you can have up to 3 profiles set on here. One thing I didn't get though is I wouldn't share my earphones with anyone else that goes in my ears. But if you happen to want to do such things, you can do so by just adding a new profile and it's good to go. Other reason why you don't have that for me is maybe you want to check your hearing over time, so you can have you can have the first profile set to the first time you have it, and then the second one you can have it set to maybe 3 months, 5 months down the line, and then the third one you can test it again in a year's time, and you can compare how your hearing's changed over time. Going into the application itself, you've got the little headphone symbol next to neutral and personalized. And that headphone there just shows you your social mode. So you can use it to dial on the app itself, or you can just do it on here. So for example, I can just dial back and then I can hear what's going on around me. I can hear what's going on around me straight away with a microphone, which is pretty cool. Close that, and then you've got your neutral and personalized. So the neutral will just set it to how it is out the box. No settings there at all for you. And then personalized will go into that personalized settings, which is your profile. Underneath that is your immersion mode, so you can dial that back or down. So I put it to the full max because I do like my bass. I love my bass. So having that to the full maximum level means you get really deep bass in there, which is pretty cool. Up top, you have the option to switch profile. Like I said, add profile, tap the where it says GadgetsBoy. You can see the list of your profiles there as well. And then you can share it and your battery life right at the top. Tap the little lines, 3 lines, and go into device settings. And then you can configure your touch buttons. But before we do that, scroll down. You can see where you can enable social and active noise cancellation mode. You can just toggle that, or you can use your the touch control up to you. And then you got that auto on and off. So you can have it manual or auto. Like I mentioned earlier, you can easily have it in auto. I put mine in auto because I just find it easier to take it on and off without having to worry about my battery life or if it's still running in the background. Go back out and go all the way to your configure touch buttons. So you got your left button and your right buttons. So the left one, you got 3 options there. So you can you tap, double tap, and dial. So you don't really see dial mode on many earpieces, which is pretty cool. I find it interesting that they've put that there. It's a really good use of the button. So the options available is you can set it to nothing, so nothing happens, which is useful for avoiding that accidental touches. So for example, when you're dialing, you still have to press it. You still have to place your finger on it, and then do the dial process. So dial motion. So with that, by tapping it, you might end up playing and pausing your music without intending to. So which is one of the issues I had with it. So with that option, it means you can just turn it off completely and just have it to one thing. So other options is play, pause music and answering and hanging up on phone calls. You got play, pause music and answering phone calls. Then you got play and pause music. You got enable, disable immersion. You got enable and disable social mode, previous track, next track, volume up and volume down. So I've just got mine set to how I'd normally use my earbuds if I had a different brand to use. But that's the app in a nutshell. There's nothing much to it. It's very simple, very easy to use. And you can listen to your music, watch YouTube videos. There's no disconnections there. There's no latency issues at all, which I really like. Even when gaming as well, like playing Call of Duty, it just works really well. So what are the main points to take away with the nuraLoops, or from my experience? Firstly, the difference between standard and personalized audio mode is night and day. Literally, it lets you enjoy the music at the way the artist intend to. The sound is rich, the treble and the bass isn't over-exaggerated, which is cool. For someone who listens to hip-hop and R&B a lot, I definitely enjoy the immersion mode, which takes you right in front of the center stage. There's no physical buttons here, so it uses sensors to know when you've put them on and off. You will also automatically resume music when you put it on as well. But with this, is something that you have to get used to. Not everyone prefers that option, but once you get used to it, it's very easy to use. Active noise cancellation, like I said before, is very good, although it could be better. But I think for £199, it's more than enough for me, and it does the job. And it's night and day, so it's really good. There's so many accidental touches as well, so you have to configure the none option, but it'd be nice to be able to adjust that in some sort of way. I don't know how they'll do that, but that's something I experienced with it as well. Although you can connect this to multiple devices, so 2 devices in my case, you also have, I experienced some issues with auto switching. So it automatically connected to my other iPhone, so I've got the new iPhone 12. And what it was doing is playing music on the other iPhone, even though I'm connected to this one and I'm trying to play music on the new iPhone in front of me. So I've had to go to the other device, completely turn off Bluetooth on there so it doesn't connect to it. And then it switched to my new device and started playing music from there. Something that I think could be done better. The neckband as well, although I like that, it's not low hanging on my neck, which can be irritating for some, but that's a preference thing. Some people like it where it is, some people prefer it lower, but I think I like it where it is right now. But the only issue is when you do this, when you're not playing music, you can hear the cables rubbing up on your neck, or if you're wearing collars like me, you can just hear it rubbing against it. And that could be an issue for some people. That's something I really find annoying as well. In terms of water and dust resistant rating, this is IPX3, which is more than enough for if you sweat or you're going for a run and all that kind of stuff. But don't start using it in the shower. I don't know why anyone would, but IPX3 is more than enough for in-ear headphones. Like I said before, during my use, I experienced no lag at all. There's no input lag, there's no latency issues when gaming, watching movies, listening to music. It just works really well, which I really like. This is something that you expect from a brand that uses scientists and people that really know their stuff to make sure that this gives you sound quality that the way the artists have intended. So again, really good in that sense. Lastly, you get proprietary chargers and proprietary 3.5mm headphone cable. So if you lose those, it just means you have to spend extra to get those accessories back. I don't think there's anything they could have done in this sense to keep it the way it is and how compact it is, but that's something to bear in mind. In terms of phone calls, the microphone sounds fine. Sometimes people complain that I sound muffled and they can't hear me clearly, but in most cases when I'm using it in a nice background like this where there's no external noises and stuff, it just sounds crystal clear and people can hear me clearly. But when I'm out and about, when I'm cycling or whatever, sometimes people just tell me that they can't really hear me properly, so I have to like disconnect and use my phone and pull up on the side or whatever. But other than that, it's decent. So that's it for the nuraLoops, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I'll leave all relevant links in the description as well. If you have any questions, do drop them there as well. But in the meantime, if this is your first time on the channel, please do subscribe and hit that bell notification as well, so you'll be one of the first people to know every time I upload a new video up on the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.